If you've been dealing with acne, redness, or stubborn dark spots, you need to hear about this skincare ingredient that dermatologists swear by, azelaic acid. Hi dolls, welcome back, and today we're breaking down azelaic acid 101. What it is, how it works, and why derms can't stop recommending it. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know exactly if this belongs to your skincare routine. So what exactly is azelaic acid? It's a natural occurring acid found in grains like wheat, rye, and barley. But don't worry, it's lab-made for skincare. It's part of dicarboxylic acid family, which is considered a relatively gentle skincare ingredient compared to stronger exfoliants like HA and BHA, making it suitable for most skin types including sensitive and acne-prone skin. Dermatologists love azelaic acid because it's a 3-in-1 treatment. It fights acne by killing acne-causing bacteria. It also calms redness, which makes it great for rosacea, and it fades hyperpigmentation and dark spots by slowing down excess melanin production. Who is azelaic acid for? It's relatively rare to meet someone who won't benefit from azelaic acid. It's so versatile. It also plays well with other ingredients, so it fits into most skincare routines. Now, how to use it? Here's a simple routine when using azelaic acid. Step 1 is cleanser. I personally always double cleanse because I use sunscreen and light makeup on a daily. But if you're sensitive to oil cleanser or your skin just doesn't like oil cleanser, you can also use micellar water as a great alternative. Then use a gentle, non-stripping foam cleanser to remove dirt, oil, and makeup without irritating your skin. Step 2 is optional, but you can also use hydrating toner or essences. Especially if your skin feels dry, it's best to apply a hydrating toner or essence with ingredients like hyaluronic acid or centella. Third step is using a barrier serum. I personally like using a barrier serum before my azelaic acid just to strengthen my skin's defenses, making the treatment more comfortable and effective. Fourth step is now using your azelaic acid. So apply a thin layer of your azelaic acid, may it be 5 to 10% over the counter or 15 to 20 if it's prescribed. This is your main treatment step. For me, when I was using the ordinary azelaic acid, I use a pea-size amount. But when I started using 15% azelaic acid, I learned to only use half a fingertip. I had to start with minimal amount, because 15%, even though they say that azelaic acid is a gentler acid, it's still strong. And when I use a lot, it really sting on my face and it really created a lot of peeling. So learn from my mistake, only use a small amount, especially when you're just starting out. I also learned the 13-dot technique from Dr. Sam Bunting. So 3 dots on your forehead, 2 dots on your nose, 3 dots on each cheeks, and 2 dots on your chin. And then you just spread it all over your face. So step 4 is moisturizer. You have to seal everything in with a nourishing moisturizer. So look for moisturizers with ceramides, panthenol, or squalene to support your skin barrier. How often should you use azelaic acid? Azelaic acid is most effective when you use it every day. You really have to trust the process when it comes to azelaic acid. But when you're starting azelaic acid on sensitive skin, how you introduce it, how often you apply it, and how well your skin adjusts can be tricky. Much like when you're using retinoids. If you have sensitive skin, you really have to start slow with azelaic acid. I would suggest choosing a lower strength, like 5 to 10% instead of 15, and use it just a few times a week, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and apply only a small amount once a day. To reduce irritation, you can also buffer it with a moisturizer, apply it on dry skin, and avoid layering it with other strong actives. It's normal to feel mild tingling or see slight flaking in the beginning, but if you experience burning, redness, or significant irritation, you really have to scale back. Now, once your skin adjusts, you can gradually increase frequency or keep it steady. But remember, with actives, less is more, and protecting your skin barrier should always come first. I was really scared, especially when I made the jump to 15% azelaic acid, because my skin started to peel and it lasted for about 3 to 4 days. It was low in the beginning, it was just like on my chin, and then it was like full blown peeling. And that's because I use a lot. But I didn't realize that with 15%, you really just have to scale back and you only have to use a small amount to start. I also experienced some purging, which I didn't experience with the ordinary azelaic acid. But the more I use it, the more my skin got adapted to it. But I really have to make sure that I use a small amount. And when my skin was peeling so much, I actually have to pause for 2 days and just made that 2 days a recovery day with skin barrier repairing products for those actually 2 nights because I only use my azelaic at night. But I have to go back and jump into using azelaic again because there are some actives that you can drop into your routine as and when needed. Azelaic acid, I find, is not one of them. Unless your skin can't really tolerate azelaic acid, let's not push it. If this skincare ingredient is not for you, if you find that this is very irritating on your skin, just drop it. But I find that you will really benefit the most from azelaic acid if your skin, again, if your skin can tolerate it when you're using it consistently. Now, what can you mix with azelaic acid? Azelaic acid plays well with most ingredients, but there are a few combos to be mindful of. So here are some ingredients that you can safely mix with azelaic acid. For me though, when I was using the 15% azelaic acid as much as possible, I paused my other actives and I just focused on my azelaic acid. But I think with the 5 to 10% azelaic acid, I think that niacinamide would be okay. They both can calm redness, strengthen barrier, and even skin tone. When it comes to vitamin C or ascorbic acid, some dermatologists say it's fine, but I think it's best to use it in the morning and then use your azelaic acid at night. So not in the same routine. I think it's better that way just to prevent irritation, especially when you are sensitive. Hyaluronic is okay. It adds hydration and reduces dryness. And of course, moisturizers or ceramides, this is perfect for barrier support. SPF is also a must-have. Azelaic acid makes your skin more sensitive to the sun. So always apply your SPF in the morning. Now, what should you not mix with it? I think that retinoids like retinol, tretinoin, adapalene, I think that this can be irritating together with azelaic acid. So if you want to use both, use them on alternate nights or apply retinol at night and then the azelaic acid in the morning. AHAs or BHAs like glycolic acid, lactic acid, salicylic acid. So all of these acids exfoliate. So azelaic acid also exfoliates. So layering can cause dryness or stinging. So it's better to pause them or maybe use them on alternate nights. You also have to be cautious with benzoyl peroxide because both azelaic acid and benzoyl peroxide, they both target acne but can be drying or irritating if combined. So use it on different routines. And avoid direct layering with strong peels or high percentage of acids. This will be too harsh for your skin when mixed. And the rule of thumb, use a small amount. Always patch test and balance with hydration, barrier repair, skincare products. So, which azelaic acid is for you? Now, when starting with azelaic acid, pay attention to the percentage in your product and introduce it gradually. Over-the-counter options usually begin with 5% with prescription strengths that can go up to 20%. Think of it like climbing a ladder. Begin at the lower steps and slowly work your way higher. The popular products I found in the market is first, well, this is not by order, but the ordinary azelaic acid. This one is an affordable classic. It works well for reducing redness, blemishes, and general texture without heavy fragrance. The only problem with this is the texture is a bit grainy or silky, so this may peel under thick creams or heavy sunscreens. So make sure to use a smaller amount and really spread it evenly. The viral azelaic acid now on social media is the ANUA Azelaic Acid 10% Hyaluron Redness Soothing Serum. So this one contains hyaluronic acid and soothing ingredients, which is good for sensitivity or redness. I found this to be super popular because compared to other azelaic acid products, this one is in a serum form, so it really absorbs easily on the skin. It's very lightweight and it layers well on top of other skincare products. Now, Paula's Choice 10% azelaic acid booster is also very popular. It's versatile. You can use it alone or mix into your moisturizer. It also combines azelaic acid with other helpful ingredients like brighteners, skin barrier supporting, so it's great for acne and dark spots. It's more on the expensive side than the basic version of azelaic acid. And it also, again, has other actives in it. So make sure that when you're using it, just use it with hydrating and barrier repair products. Don't overload it with other harsh actives. The INKEY List 10% azelaic serum is also popular. It's lightweight, it's good for layering, it absorbs well, it's also good value. But if you have very dry skin, you might really need extra moisturizer over it. And as usual, always patch test first. Another popular azelaic acid is the Derma Azelaic RU Gel Cream. This one is a prescription-like strength gel cream, which is said to be excellent if you have stubborn redness, pigmentation, or breakouts. But this formulation might be more than needed for mild acne. Also, check if you can really tolerate the added actives because there's a lot in it. And always use a strong or like a heavier moisturizer when incorporating this in your routine. I personally have only used the ordinary azelaic acid, and the only 15% azelaic acid I saw that I can personally purchase here in Canada online, which is this ACM Laboratoire Dermatologic Azelaic Acid. This one is made in France and I just bought it online. For me, when I was suffering from skin congestion, I find the ordinary to be helpful. But when I got acne prone and also dealing with a lot of hyperpigmentation, the 15% really helped. So it really depends on your skin needs and of course your skin profile. But if you're a beginner, definitely start slow and at a lower concentration. So whether you're struggling with acne, rosacea, or post-acne marks, azelaic acid might just be the missing piece in your routine. Now, have you tried it before? Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you find this video helpful and informative, please don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get more of my skincare breakdowns every week. Thank you so much once again for watching. And as always, take care of your skin and take care of you. Bye!